Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Unleashing Potentials podcast. I'm your host, Bernadette. I'm an adoptee, mother, mental health advocate, podcaster, and artist. Thank you, as always, for being part of my journey and for allowing me to be part of your incredible, amazing journey. Thank you to every single guest who have come on the podcast. Thank you for blessing me with your stories and many others that are listening, whether they're people you know or don't know. So thank you. Let's get started, you guys. You're here for a reason, for a purpose. You clicked on this video because something in you, maybe you've dealt with energy vampires, but something triggered you to click on this video, maybe out of curiosity, or maybe you want to see what I have to say and learn from what I have to say. All right. So I think if not, all of you have heard of the term energy vampires. Okay. Let me quickly break down what energy vampires are. Okay. If you haven't heard of them. And it's a term that we use at times loosely, at times not loose at all. And it's a metaphor for somebody who intentionally, or sometimes not intentionally, drains our energy. Okay. And when the person or people do that, it can leave you feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, drained, whether you're emotionally depleted. And every time you interact with them or anytime you're around them, you feel that way. And let me tell you, the feelings, the emotions that comes with energy vampires doing that to us, it's real, it's raw, and it happens every day for some people, whether they are aware of it or not aware of it. All right. So comment below. What are some energy vampires that you have in your life, and how have you been coping? When did you realize that that was happening to you? All right, because sometimes some of us we don't always pay attention to really evaluate or see what is draining us and leaving us dry with barely any energy to get by. All right, I'd love to hear from you guys. So, you guys, let me walk you through some of the steps and emotions and triggers that are happening below the surface. All right. Even at times when we don't always express what we're feeling, but there's always something lurking and brewing in the conscious or subconscious mind. All right. Number one, here's what happens. One of the many things that happens when you have energy vampires around you. Okay. They trigger you emotionally constantly. Okay. Some people, they require you to manage their own emotions for them instead of your own. Okay. This includes people who constantly complains, those who need reassurance every single minutes of the day. And it includes people who vent about anything, everything. And guess what? Through the venting, they don't want any advice. They don't want to hear anything. They just want to pour it all on you and leave it with you, whatever they're sharing. All right. And also those people are they're really driven by drama. They love it, they crave it. And when they don't have it, they create it. All right. And eventually you get burnt out. All right. And another thing that happens when you're connected to anybody around you who is an energy vampire, um, they don't really reciprocate anything that you're sharing. There isn't really a healthy amount of exchange and communication. Okay. They interact with you, but it's a one-way street for them. They want you to listen to everything they have to say because it's a little bit attached to the ego, you guys. All right. It's all about them, not you. What you have to say doesn't have meaning or value. Okay. And maybe you've noticed this as well. Maybe you're noticing yourself listening more than you speak. That's one sign to keep an eye of when you're interacting with energy vampires. All right. And you comfort them more than they comfort you. And also, they expect you to understand them, and they rarely give you much. They leave you feeling imbalanced and depleted. All right. Another way you'll notice this as well, especially if you've been going through this for a long time and just realizing it now. All right. Some of their personality types are um, primarily activated by fight or flight. So there's always criticism, there's always passive aggressiveness, and they have sudden mood changes. You just never know how they're going to be feeling. And the the tricky part is you just don't know. You can't read their mind. It just at times just happen, and it's very unpredictable. All right. So because maybe you've been around people like that for so long, your nervous system, whenever it feels under attack, it's going to shield over time and protect itself. All right. And those of us who haven't shielded ourselves or educate ourselves, hey, this is this person that's slowly killing me every single day. Um, we become physically, emotionally drained, drained from them. Okay. And also another thing to notice here is that these people, they cross your boundaries all the time. They do it when you realize it and when you don't realize it. Okay. They don't even need your permission to cross it. And at times we are taught to be so nice, so kind to people and treat them like we would want them to be treated if they were in our shoes, if it was reversed. We bypass all the negativity and the ways that they're slowly draining us. All right. And here are some ways that they cross your boundaries. Okay, they make you feel guilty when you say no. They expect you to reply right away. Let's say someone texts you, you're busy. Maybe you're doing something really important. You actually need to, maybe you're at a doctor's appointment or wherever else, and you actually need to turn off your phone or put it on do not disturb. They text you, they call you. They call you one time, there's no answer. Two times, there's no answer. By the time they call you five, six, eight times, when you turn on your phone, you're like, oh my gosh, I missed this. And you feel the urge of guilt settling in slowly. And you feel the urge to apologize, even though you did nothing wrong. All right. And also they overshare deep, deep personal stuff very early on. Maybe you just met that person, you don't even know them. They just vomit all their personal life right on you and expect you to relate. They expect you to connect and like what they have to share, even though you have no clue what they're talking about. But you either shake your head, you pretend you're replying, and they keep pouring and pouring and pouring, and they keep pouring and stretching your boundaries and the limits of how far they can go. Okay. Know that you're in charge of your boundaries and you can tell people where to stop. You can draw the line if you have to. All right. Um, Next key point here I want to share with you is energy vampires. They project their issues onto you. Okay. Um, Most of the time, their projection, it's going to drain you. Okay. And when you sometimes you may try to defend yourself from things you didn't even do. And sometimes calmly, someone who misread your intentions, they do, because you're so programmed to listen, and or you expected to listen all the time to what they have to say. When you say anything, it's wrong. You can never say anything right or do anything right. And also, maybe you find yourself carrying guilt that are not even yours to carry. Okay. This is emotional confusion, and it's exhausting. All right. Another thing they do is some of them have personality traits that naturally exhaust people. Okay. Some of you, maybe you've been around people that you know it's happening, but you don't know how to step up and say, "Hey, I'm not accepting this anymore, and I'm not going to be around you anymore if that's how I'm feeling when I'm around you." Here are some of the common personality traits that most of us, if not all of us, have heard of. Okay. I only have four here to share with you, but I'm sure there are more of them. A common one is narcissism. All right. They need constant admiration, and they really lack empathy. They can't really resonate or connect with you in ways that you'd hope they would. Okay. Another one is the victim mindset. It's always about them. Something's always wrong with them. And it's regardless of what you say, it doesn't matter. They're the victim. They're hurting more than you. And another one is those who are drama focused. They thrive in chaos. They seek it. They search for it. If, like I've said before, if there's nothing to create it, they create it themselves. Okay. And another one is chronic pessimist. They always look for the negative in everything. All right. So another one is they lack self-awareness. I know. So many energy vampires, they don't intentionally drain someone. Okay. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Most of the time, they don't intentionally do it, but it's just something that happens. Okay. Um, they just lack that what they're doing is wrong. Okay. They don't have any social cues to notice that they're doing it. At times they don't track the impact of their emotional baggage that they're dumping on you, and they don't realize when they're overwhelming someone. Okay. So this creates a persistent pull into their attention, and for you as well. So when they lack self-awareness and you are aware of how they're making you feel, please step up, say something, do something, and remove yourself from the situations that you're facing. All right. Another one is you might be very, very empathic and sensitive. Okay. Which also can tie to empath. Okay. Uh, there are so many empaths out there that are barely making it every single day. You know what, you guys? I'm an empath. Okay. I may not sound like it because I enjoy talking and I have a podcast. I like connecting with people, but I'm an empath. Okay. So if you're highly empathic, you feel so deeply. You want everyone to not suffer. And also, maybe you're an introvert. Maybe you're sensitive to people's emotional cues or emotional tones based on how they respond, what they say, what they don't say. All right. And maybe you try to avoid conflict at all costs. Okay. And if that's you, unfortunately, you would be mostly impacted, affected, and drained by energy vampires. Okay. And it's not always about them. At times, you have to make it about you to protect yourself and your energy. Okay. So, to wrap up this video, I'm going to share with you how can you protect your energy from empaths, from energy vampires. How can we do that? Okay. So, a few things. You need to set gentle, firm boundaries. You need to limit time with those individuals. At times you can't because maybe you live with them. Regardless, you need to limit your time with them. And also you need to shift the conversation if they're spiraling down continuously into negativity. Okay. And also you can use these statements. I can talk for about 10 minutes. I need to get back to work or I need to go, whatever excuse you want to come up with to protect your energy. All right. And also, don't try to fix people who doesn't want to change. Many of you know that that doesn't work. So don't attempt to do it because you're going to drain yourself. All right. And also, you need to prioritize energizing relationships. Spend time around people who lift you up. Spend time around people who charge you, but people who charge you and those who don't drain you. All right. So to sum it all up, energy vampires, they're everywhere. Uh, they can be in busy places, small crowds, at home, at work. And when it comes to that, it's really up to you what you're going to set and what you will allow or won't allow. Okay. So I hope this video has been helpful to some of you or all of you. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you love, light, life, and peace. Bye for now.